Yeah, so happy 4th of July. But it's actually, I mean, it is the 4th of July, but it's not really the Independence Day. Independence Day was 2 days ago, July the 2nd. That's when the thing that was the they said the thing, they signed the paper that John Adams, the Alien Sedition Acts, he signed the thing where nobody could talk, he gave the freedom and then he took the freedom away, or the revolution. The revolution was the independence. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so here's 10 American facts that'll ruin everything. The All-American sport of baseball probably came from England. So baseball's All-American. Well, actually came from England. So did apple pie. So apple pie came from England. Baseball came from England. So not really American, right? If it comes from another country, it's pretty much theirs, right? I mean, they're the founders. We can be experts in it, but you can never take the founding of something away from that person. If you invented it, if you created it, then it is yours forever. The tune of our national anthem comes from an old drinking song from England. So that's also from England. What is our national anthem? Francis Scott Key. Oh yeah, Star Spangled Banner. You know, the Pledge of Allegiance is actually written by a socialist. It makes me think about the pledge in a whole nother. Before I'm always like, oh yeah, don't say the pledge, but now I'm like, yeah, say the pledge to the socialist God that we're all going to eventually buy into. Francis Scott Key lifted the tune for the Star Spangled Banner from a drinking song written in 1770 for a London gentleman's club. Reusing melodies was a pretty common musical practice. Happy birthday to you was created in Louisville, but then you had some corporation buy the rights from some people that didn't really invent it, but then they pretended like they had the rights since they paid all that money. The Pledge of Allegiance is basically a gimmick intended to sell more flags. Ooh. Well, there goes my whole socialist argument. But anyways, so in 1892, they was like, hey, you know, let's do this pledge, right? So Francis Bellamy, whose brother had wrote Looking Backwards, Edward Bellamy, the socialist. These are socialists, okay? So patriotism is wavering. Youth's companion charged one of its writers, Minister Francis Bellamy, to write a Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. It was published September 8th, 1892, after which it quickly skyrocketed to popularity as did sales for American flags in schools. Bellamy went on a road show around the country encouraging schools to adopt the pledge and install flags. To his credit, it seems Bellamy's motives were more aligned with the magazine's love of country rather than hoping to make money off the flags. The pledge has undergone a few slight transformations over the years, originally instead of putting your right hand over your heart, you'd raise your right hand in the classic Roman salute, the Nazi salute, right? So in the beginning, when we were pledging, we were pledging like Nazis, right? So pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which the fascism and totalitarian for which it stands under nation. But it was to socialism, so it was actually like some secret embedded prayer, right? So like it's a prayer, sacred, right? Oh, you don't mess it. And it's kind of some perfunctory thing, kind of some official business to get the whole thing started. It really could be anything, right? It could just be I don't know, an Indian war cry. You know, we could just listen to a couple Indian war cries and then give the best Indian war cries ourselves, and then that's how we, start a meeting. That would be one way to start a meeting, but I mean to start a meeting the way they're starting a meeting. So the pledge has undergone a slight few transformations. We don't do the Nazi salute to the flag anymore, right? School children eventually stopped doing the salute. The United States of America were added to make it clear to immigrants who they were pledging to. So I pledge allegiance to the flag. And they didn't say USA, so I pledge allegiance to the flag, for which it stands under no nation, indivisible. So I pledge allegiance to the flag turned into the United States, right? Oops, whoops. And then under God was added during the Red Scare. Incidentally, the Red Scare. Oh, we gotta add God. Oh, communism's coming in. We gotta add God. So does that undo it? I mean, it was for communism and socialism, but because they had God, that like trumps it or something. Because wouldn't God actually want his people? Wouldn't he send like a replica of himself to Earth, so he would want to give them bread, hang out with poor people, lepers, kind of the crappiest individuals. I mean, if you're going to save mankind, and you don't really want to do it yourself, you just make your son do it, and then he dies on a cross, is crucified, has to do all the fuck. It's biblical, so it's written in scripture, and then he goes to heaven. It's all cool afterwards, but he doesn't. Where am I going with this? Bald eagle screeches are actually pretty weak. The classic sound is actually a red-tailed hawk. Do you know the Mall of America is actually owned by Canadians? KU is actually owned by Pennsylvania. Kentucky Utilities is owned by Pennsylvania. Something about the bald eagle screeches are pretty weak. The classic sound is actually a red-tailed hawk. Wow, so bald eagles are fucking weak. I'd rather be a red-tailed hawk. When the Americans come to the frontier, there wasn't many Native Americans. They would actually just kind of, I don't know, they fucking burn the courthouse or the cornfields and houses and shit. So, but when settlers would basically come, they would just sit right where the fucking Native Americans were. The Native Americans got here first, and then the settlers would come live right in the cornfields. Oh, here's a cornfield. Let's live right here. And hey, thanks Native Americans for clearing this land for us. That's nice. The Lewis and Clark, one of them, Lewis. I wouldn't be surprised if it's fucking Clark, because his brother's the psycho of the Northwest, right? The butcher of the Northwest. But the Clarks are fucking, savage butchers. Everybody knows that. But Lewises like to eat dogs, right? They weren't just eating beaver tail, buffalo, and elk. Whenever they didn't have that stuff, elk, beaver tail, and buffalo, then they would just go ahead and eat dog, so get some canine food. Not hot dog either, just like a real, like a barking little woof, 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 right? A little, like a, I don't know, a dog. How can you say it by actually not saying it? Like, it's like that big, right? I just hope that you understand. Okay, so LBJ, he liked to pull out his dick around his friends and family and staff. I don't know about family, but his friends and staff. So everybody else is in on the fun, and yeah. Because, hey, guess what? Well, here's fucking Jumbo. He called it fucking Jumbo, right? So it's kind of like Anthony Weiner, right? I don't think that's a bad thing for Anthony Weiner. His, fucking discretion. He's got a big fucking dick. Good for him. He's been in politics for a long-ass time. It's not a fucking loss for him, really. It's, like, embarrassing in a way, but that's his game. That was his game. And he actually changed the fucking landscape and showed how technology is being used in order to, how male-female interaction and relationships are working. He's a leader of the House of Democrats, and this is what he's got to do in order to, That's what the fuck, man. I mean, he's not that, really attractive dude, but he's like very fucking powerful, and also he's doing important shit. So yeah. She got to be down with the cause, or she can't be running with you. And Independence Day is on January or July 2nd. So yeah, I don't hate old boy for yanking his fucking dick out, showing it to the world. It doesn't look bad. He should just come out and fucking laugh about it and joke about it and just move the fuck on. He's kind of making it weird about it because it's kind of like, oh, you know something about me, and he wants to argue and debate about it. But really, I think he should just fucking, instead of like, let's just move on and just, oh yeah, whatever. In fact, anytime anybody brings it up, you should just, let's pull it out right now. What do you got going on? Challenge fucking Sean Hannity and fucking Rush Limbaugh. Fucking Glenn Beck was sitting there eating your dick, right? He was had that hot dog. That was so funny, man. So yeah, he's sitting there fucking, they're eating your dick. They're eating your fucking dick. I mean, eating is bad. It's not really blowing or, a head or whatever, but it's, not ungay, and it's, cannibalistic, and it's not really, I don't know what you're going for there, Glenn Beck. You're fucking chomping down on this dick. Good job, Glenn. So he's not really dick riding, but he literally is dick riding, right? The whole story is about his dick, and he's totally riding on his dick story. So Glenn Beck is a dick riding on Anthony Weiner, and Anthony Weiner should make his big fucking comeback. I'm glad he did the fucking mayor thing because it does juxtapose his legacy. I mean, my God, why did he fucking resign? That's such fucking bullshit that he was even pressured to do that type of shit. I don't give a fuck if he had 20 fucking dick pics out there. I mean, unless it was like him drowning fucking kittens. And if he was drowning kittens, that would be a whole nother story, right? He looks like a fucking beat up fucking puppy or something. Just like, he just looked battered. He just looks different. I don't like it. He was a fucking badass. He was fucking passionate in their face, and they're saying, "What are you doing?" He knew parliamentary procedure, and he was fucking, vaudeville, theatrics, fucking getting into it, very passionate, and he was right. He was speaking up, actually, about what the fucking Republicans were actually doing, how they're obstructing every fucking thing and playing fucking stupid bullshit games. And he was like, it's enough. It's enough. It's absolutely enough. If you actually give a shit, if you give a fuck, then you vote for it. If you don't like the bill, you don't vote for it. That's how you don't play politics with the American people's lives. And Anthony Weiner's he's right about that, actually. Obama should have been fucking having a harder game. He should have a harder game right now. Obama could just go for a spiritual God right now. Don't pass any legislation. Just go around and just talk to people. Just walk neighborhood to neighborhood in like a robe, okay? Like just a little sash and a robe, and just eat whatever bread on the way and just talk to people. Actually level with people one-on-one. It would just fucking blow people, blow people's minds just to see, Obama strolling through your fucking village one day. Like, what? Why? I want to talk to the president. Yeah, so that would be, that's all he needs to do, if he becomes a lame duck, which it seems like he's right on the verge of doing it, and I fucking miss him, I miss him. Between him and Bush, he's way fucking better than Bush. My fucking Confederate cousins have been crying for fucking 6 years. Their world views have totally crashed. They basically probably thought the whole world was going to collapse and envelope on them. Oh my God. Because in their minds, black people are less than them, and here's a black person, younger, more vibrant, more intelligent, more accomplished, kicking ass, taking names, holding it together, right? So it's not all fucking crashing down. It's not the banks and the stocks and the financials and everything isn't fucking crashing down. They've been able to hold the fucking sort of bread riots at bay, so there's enough like food stamps and social programs in order to keep the sort of spontaneous wildcat strikes that actually might be necessary in order to win a revolution. But those have been kept down. So and Obama's going to have a mixed legacy. So I'm 50-50 on Obama. I'm 50-50. I like the black side. I hate his white side. He just needs to blacken it all up, right? He just needs a black power revolution. He just needs to, he needs to love Africa. It doesn't need to be murdering fucking dictators. It needs to be like, involving him in trade and actually just going on a world speaking tour. He didn't have to do shit really, but to go on a world speaking tour. So that's like, you know, where am I going to be, Putin? Where am I going to be, China? And boom, right there. Hey, what's up, guys? Right here in your Moscow. Just what's up? Hey, where's Snowden at? That'd be awesome. Have Obama actually go get Snowden himself. Yeah, go get Snowden, Obama.